What if I told you that while everyone else is shelling out over $400 for a trip to the Bahamas this winter, we regularly book these exact same views for under $240 round trip? Right now, the Bahamas are a super hot destination, and most people just assume that means they're completely unaffordable. I see it all the time in travel forums, people just giving up on that dream trip because they think the price is out of reach, but that's just not true. The issue isn't that the Bahamas are too expensive, it's that most people are searching for flights completely wrong. They're making a few key mistakes that are costing them hundreds of dollars a ticket. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact playbook we use to find these incredible deals. I'm talking about which Florida airports to book from, the specific days of the week that unlock the lowest prices, and a few powerful hacks that airlines are hoping you don't know about. And you'll definitely want to stick around for my last tip. It's a game changer for anyone who doesn't live in Florida, and it's saved us thousands over the years. By the end of this, you'll have a step-by-step blueprint to book your own budget-friendly trip to Nassau, even when it's trending. All right, let's get right into the first and biggest secret. The number one mistake people make is searching for flights from their home airport. That one little thing can inflate your ticket price by hundreds before you even start. Here's how it usually goes. You live in Chicago or Dallas or Denver and you type ORD to NAS into Google Flights. The price that pops up is probably in the $500 to $600 range and you immediately feel defeated. The solution? Stop doing that. Your new starting point, your secret weapon, is Florida. More specifically, you need to start every single Bahamas search from two airports, Miami, MIA, and Fort Lauderdale, FLL. The reason is simple. They are incredibly close to the Bahamas. We're talking a flight time of only about an hour. Because it's so short, a bunch of budget airlines are locked in a fierce price war. Airlines like Spirit, JetBlue, and Bahamas Air are constantly trying to undercut each other on these routes. Let me show you. When we were planning our trip, a search from our home in the Midwest showed flights hovering around $550, discouraging. But then we did what we always do. We cleared the search and typed in Fort Lauderdale to Nassau. Instantly, everything changed. We found round-trip options for as low as $231. That's a potential savings of over $300 per person just by changing the departure city. It's not uncommon to find one-way tickets from Fort Lauderdale on JetBlue for as low as $74, or from Miami on Bahamas Air for around $80. So, your first move is this. From now on, when you're looking for a Bahamas flight, pretend you live in South Florida. Open your search and plug in FLL or MIA as your departure. While you're at it, check Orlando, MCO, too. It's another strong contender with deals often in the $80 to $100 one-way range. This is the foundation of the whole strategy. So you've changed your departure city to Florida. Fantastic, you're already ahead of the game. But now you're looking at dates and your finger is hovering over a Friday departure and a Sunday return. Stop. This is the next huge mistake that keeps you paying way too much. Our whole lives, we're conditioned to travel on weekends, Friday to Sunday, maybe Thursday to Monday. Airlines know this. They have decades of data on us, and they use it to jack up prices based on demand. They know you want that weekend getaway, and they are going to charge you a massive premium for it. The solution is so simple, it almost feels like cheating. Fly midweek. Your cheapest days to fly are almost always going to be a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And we're not talking about a small difference. Shifting your travel dates by just a day or two can easily save you over $100. Try this right now. Open Google Flights or Cheap Flights app. See URL on the description. In the departure box, put FLL, and in the arrival box, put NAS. But don't enter any dates. Instead, click the calendar and then select the flexible dates option. Google will show you a price grid for the whole month. You'll see a bunch of numbers, but a few will be highlighted in green. Those are the cheapest fares. And I'm willing to bet nearly all of them fall on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. That isn't a coincidence, it's a pattern. Think of it as a Tuesday to Tuesday or Wednesday to Wednesday trip. By flying when most people are at work, you're hitting a low demand window. This is how you find those rock bottom prices everyone else misses. Trust me, your vacation days are your own, and using them midweek is the key to unlocking a sub $300 trip to Paradise Me. Your vacation days are your own, and using them midweek is the key to unlocking incredible savings. Okay, you've got the Florida gateway and the midweek schedule down. Now, let's add a layer that will take your savings to the next level. Most of us are trained to book round-trip tickets on one airline, assuming it's the best deal. That's a travel myth that's costing you money. Here's the trap. You find a fantastic one-way deal to Nassau on Spirit for $64. Awesome, but when you look at their return flights, the cheapest one is $160. Suddenly, your cheap trip isn't so cheap. You feel locked in and just accept the higher total cost. The solution is to think of your trip as two separate one-way flights. This is the mix and match method. You book the cheapest flight to the Bahamas, no matter the airline, and then in a totally separate search, book the cheapest flight from the Bahamas, again, no matter the airline. Here's a real-world example from one of our trips. We found a one-way flight on a Tuesday from Fort Lauderdale to Nassau on Spirit for an incredible $64. We snagged that immediately, but their return flights were more expensive. So we just opened a new search for a one-way flight from Nassau back to Fort Lauderdale for the following Tuesday. And there it was, a flight on JetBlue for just $71. We booked them both separately. Our total round-trip cost before bags was just $135. That's a price most people would think is impossible, and we found it just by breaking the round-trip habit. This works especially well from Florida, where Spirit, JetBlue, and Bahamas Air are all fighting for your business. One airline might have a sale going out, while another has a deal coming back. By combining them, you get the best of both. By the way, if you're finding this helpful and you're getting a little excited about an affordable Bahamas trip, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It's a small thing, but it really helps the channel and lets me know I should keep making content like this for you. Now let's talk about when to actually book. This is a question I get all the time. Is it better to book way in advance or wait for a last-minute deal? For these Bahamas routes, there is a very clear sweet spot. Booking at the wrong time is a classic mistake. If you book too early, like a year out, prices are often set at a high standard rate. If you book too late, within a few weeks of your trip, prices are sky high to catch desperate travelers. The solution is to book in the 2 to 4 month window before you want to travel. This is the sweet spot. The airlines have their schedules loaded, but the big wave of mainstream tourist bookings hasn't hit yet. This is when they're most likely to drop promotional fares to fill the plane. If you're planning a trip for February, you should be searching and setting alerts in October and November. For a March trip, your booking window is November to January. And this brings me to a non-negotiable step. You have to set up price alerts. Go to Cheap Flights, Google Flights, Momondo, or Skyscanner, enter your Florida to Nassau route for your target midweek dates, and turn on price tracking. Your phone will then tell you the second the price drops. When you see a fare that hits your target, anything under $250 round trip is a great deal. Book it immediately. These low fares, especially on budget carriers, are sold in limited batches and they will disappear. This is the final hack, the one I promised you at the beginning. This is for everyone thinking, this is all great, but I don't live in Florida. A flight to Miami plus a flight to Nassau is just going to be more expensive. I hear you. And this is where the positioning flight comes in to save the day. The problem is the high cost of flying from a smaller airport directly to an international spot. The solution is to create your own layover by booking 2 separate tickets, one from your home to the cheap hub and a second from that hub to your final destination. Here's how it works. Let's say you live in Atlanta. A direct round trip from Atlanta to Nassau might run you $450. It's not awful, but we can do better. Using our strategies, you know you can likely get a round trip from Fort Lauderdale to Nassau for around $240. So you open another search, you look for a separate round trip flight from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. Because that's a super popular domestic route, you can often find deals for around $100. You book the 2 tickets separately, Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale for $100 and Fort Lauderdale to Nassau for $240. Your total is $340. You just saved $110 per person by essentially being your own travel agent. This strategy works from all over the country and is a classic move used by savvy travelers. A word of caution, when you do this, you are responsible for the connection. Leave yourself plenty of time between flights. I recommend at least 3 to 4 hours in case of delays. Also, think about your bags. If you check a bag, you'll probably have to collect it and recheck it for your second flight. For this reason, the positioning flight strategy is easiest if you can travel with just a carry-on. Finding a cheap flight is a huge win, but don't let the savings stop there. The Bahamas can be an incredibly affordable place once you're on the ground. Instead of paying $40 for a taxi from the airport, hop on a local jitney bus for just $1 or $2 and get an authentic feel for the island. Instead of a $400 a night resort, you can find charming guest houses or entire apartments on VRBO for as little as $125 a night. And you don't need expensive day passes to enjoy the best of the island. The most beautiful beaches are free, and local spots like the Fish Fry at Arawak Cay offer incredible meals for $15 that are way better than any resort buffet. A full 4-day trip to Nassau, including flights, can be done for as little as $613 per person. So, let's do a quick recap. The idea that the Bahamas are unaffordable is a myth, but only if you stop searching for flights the way everyone else does. 1. Start all your searches from the Florida gateways of Miami and Fort Lauderdale. 2. Fly on a Tuesday or a Wednesday to dodge those weekend price hikes. 3. Use the mix and match method by booking 2 separate one-way tickets to get the absolute lowest price. 4. Book within that 2 to 4 month sweet spot and set price alerts so you never miss a deal. And 5. If you don't live in Florida, use a positioning flight to save hundreds. You can absolutely book that dream trip to the Bahamas for under $240. We've done it, and now you have the exact playbook to do it too. You just have to be a little smarter than the average traveler. If you want more travel hacks that save you serious money, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. And if you're now wondering what to actually do in the Bahamas on a budget, check out this video right here where we break down our entire 4-day super affordable Nassau itinerary. To make this whole process even easier, be sure to download our free Cheap Flights app from the link in the description. It automates this entire strategy for you. And if you want more travel hacks that save you serious money, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.